Thank you. Suprabhatam. Good morning. Good morning. All right, okay. So when I make these speakers up and down, I'm reminded of politicians, so I get scared. Right. Okay. Thanks for inviting me here. Um, Delegates on the dais sitting in the front and also students. I'm really glad to be here. Uh, when I finished my PhD, uh, I asked my advisor, now should I go into corporate sector or in academics? And what changed decided my mind to come to academics is the following. He said, Satish, if you stay in academics, you will be always in the company of young people. So I'm happy to see so many young people around. I also feel younger by being in front of you. So glad to be amongst you. Um, Now, in a cricket match, when the opening batsman and one down, when they have scored centuries, and the spectators are waiting for Kapil Dev to come, middle order is wondering what to do. So I'm in that middle order now. But I think let me give you a context of your function that we are organizing here today. When you say Chhatra Niti Aayog, right, or Niti Aayog, why do we call this as Niti Aayog? It is not it's not Raj Ayog, it is not Artha Ayog, or it is not Samajik Ayog. That means Niti captures all three things: politics, social stability, and economic progress. So all three are brought into this concept Niti, right? And if you allow me, I'll take you back to probably ancient times. Our forefathers have thought through Niti. They talked about, there's a famous treatise called Niti Shastra by Shukracharya. And he talked about three things. He says, for an economy to progress, you need to have good political leadership, you need to have good economic progress, and also importantly, you have to have a social stability. Only then the economy is going to progress, right? And I'll just give you a few quotes from Niti Shastra. Uh, Shukracharya says that politicians should be well informed. They should always take views from experts, because a politician is not omniscient, and therefore he has to have good advice from others, and therefore Niti Aayog is extremely important, where expert opinions will be heard by the politicians and then a decision is being made by the politician, right? In fact, Shukracharya says that earlier was better, I think, right? Okay. Shukracharya says actually a politician or a king who doesn't follow dharma, who doesn't take uh, expert opinion, is a person like a vessel, a leaking vessel. Whatever you put in, nothing stays there. Therefore, you have to have expert opinions and then take decisions. Talking about economic progress, again, our ancient treatises were quite clear, which we can relate to in modern times. I'm sure you realize that few years ago, GST was implemented. The whole idea of GST was minimize number of tax brackets. You have excise duties, you have sales tax, you have OCTRA, you have so many different taxes. If you look at the ancient treatises, they were saying have simplicity of taxes. There's a famous quote, again I will say that, Shukracharya says that tax people as if a florist is making a garland. Pick only the blossom flowers, don't touch the buds, don't touch the younger flowers. Don't touch entrepreneurs, they are budding. Don't touch small scale industry, but mature industries, of course, you can tax, right? So that idea is coming. So simplicity of taxation comes from our ancient literature also, and which we are trying to apply now. Thirdly, social stability is also important. I can give many examples on the economic front also, but I'll be very brief. We are waiting for Dr. Saraswat to address you. On social stability, since all my young friends are here, I would like to mention this. What are we doing all this economic progress for? For social stability, right? And the Shukracharya gives a very witty shloka, extremely witty shloka, and which is important for all of us. He says marriage as an institution, right? So social stability, gives social stability to the society, right? Marriage as an institution brings two families together, and it's such a practical decision. Who is looking for what? And he says, Kanya Varaye Trupam, Mata Vittam, Pita Shrutam, Bandhava Kula Vichanti, Mishtanne Itare Jana. So what he says is, in a wedding, the boy or a girl, of course, is looking for beauty and handsomeness. No doubt, that's what it is. A mother will look for the how wealthy the other party is. The father will think how scholar that person is. The other family members will look at, do they match our class? Because ultimately, after the wedding, what matters is usual interaction for next 60, 70 years. So therefore, that is also important. And finally, he says, the rest of the people are just interested in food and frolic. So therefore, you bring all these things together for social stability, right? Finally, he also talks about, we don't know, we are talking about entrepreneurship these days. He had said, अयोग्यः पुरुषो नास्ति योजकस्तत्र दुर्लभः. All people are capable of doing one thing or the other. What is rare is the ability of entrepreneur who brings all the factors of production together and makes everybody successful. And that is what I think Niti Aayog should be doing, or Chhatra Ayog should be doing, because you are tomorrow's members of Niti Aayog. And therefore, through such functions, I'm sure you will get to know what it means to have economic progress, what it means to have political leadership, what it means to have social stability. And through such functions, you will be better prepared to take on the economy in future.